In this video, I want to show you how to crochet this cute little frog, which is perfect for a keychain or a bag charm, or just to put it on your shelf. It's low, so we only have to attach the legs, and look at the cute eyes popping out. So let's start. For this project, I will use 2 different colors with a yarn of a weight of 2.5 to 3.5 millimeters. Safety eyes, a stitch marker, basting needle, scissors, and my size 2 millimeter crochet hook. We will start with the green yarn and do a magic ring, just like this, and then we will crochet 6 single crochets into the magic ring. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we will close our magic ring, and I will mark the stitch number 6, which is my last stitch of the round. I will always mark the last stitch of the round. And now we will work in continuous rounds. That means we will not end our round with a slip stitch and chain, we will just crochet on. And the next round we will do is an increase from 6 to 12, meaning each stitch will have 2 single crochets. So we will do 6 increases. So I go in here and I do 1 single crochet and another single crochet. And into the next stitch, again, 2 single crochets all the way to the stitch marker. Now we'll do an increase here. And then I will mark the stitch again, the last one of the row. All right, next we go from 12 to 18 stitches, doing 1 single crochet and 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, all the way around. So I start with my single crochet, and then I do an increase. And my last increase in the last stitch of the row. And I will mark my last stitch again. Now we already get to the part where we will do the eye sockets, and the eye sockets are bubble stitches. Bubble stitches mean that you go through the same loop a lot of times. In this case, we will do 5 double crochet into this stitch now. Wrap the yarn around your hook, go through this stitch, get the yarn, and only pull it through the first 2 loops. And repeat, get the yarn, go through, yarn over, go through, only through the first 2. And we repeat this 5 times, 3, 4, only through the first 2 loops when you do that double crochet. All right, and now we have 6 loops on our hook, and we wrap the yarn around and pull through all 6 loops at the same time. And this is our bubble stitch. When we continue crocheting, this will pop out like this. So now we will do a single crochet and an increase. And an increase. And then we will do 2 single crochets and an increase. This row is supposed to be the increase from 18 to 24 stitches. You do that by 2 single crochets and 1 increase. So the bubble stitch was my first single crochet, I did a second, then I did an increase. So I do single crochet, increase. Now we get to the second eye socket, which is again into this stitch 5 double crochets. 1, but only go through the first 2 loops. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So once again, we should end up with 6 loops on our hook. Then we go through all 6 loops at the same time. And that's our second eye socket. And again, I will do a single crochet and an increase. What I do when I'm done with my bubble stitch and I do a single crochet, I pull really tight so it really forces the bubble stitch up. So we will do an increase here. And then we will do 2 single crochet, increase, repeat that pattern until you get to the end of the row again. Increase. So now we are at 24 stitches and we will increase one more time to get from 24 to 30, meaning we will do 3 single crochets and an increase until we get to the end of the round again. So I will mark my last stitch of the round. And now just go through these stitches like you would do on a regular round. You can easily see the stitch you made with the bubble stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then I will do my increase. Repeat this until you get to the end of the round. I finished my increase to 30 stitches. And what we will do now, before we get to the belly and the color change, we will do 2 more rounds of just 30 single crochets, meaning no increase, no decrease, just go around and do a single crochet in each stitch of the previous round. I finished my 2 rows of 30 stitches, and now we will get to the row where we will do a color change. We will start with the belly. And if I can show you, I did another approach of a color change here. Can you see how straight the line is? Usually you have like a zigzag line, but this I will show you how to do. If you want, you can do it like this. If you don't want to, continue with a whole round of the color green and then start with the belly. So let's do this. I finished the round here. I will do 1 single crochet. And now I will start with the color transition. I will do a single crochet, but I will not end my single crochet in the green color. Now we will add the light color and pull through with this yarn. All right. And this is how we will do our next stitches. We will always start the single crochet in the with the green yarn and then finish it with the lighter yarn. So let's go into the next stitch, get the green yarn, but finish the stitch with the lighter yarn. So we already have 1 loop here, and we will continue until we have 8 loops of the lighter yarn. So start with green, pull through, start with green, pull through, and then finish the stitch with the lighter yarn. So now we have 3 loops. I also count the loop on my hook. So this is number 4, number 5. Yarn starts to twist a little. Then we do number 6, 7, and 8. If we now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 on my hook. So what I will do now is only take the green yarn and continue crocheting single crochets until I get to the end of the round, all the way to my stitch marker. So this is the beginning of the belly. Just keep doing single crochets all the way to the end. I got to the end of the row, and now we will continue with the belly, doing 1 single crochet in green, and then we will start a single crochet but finish it in the light color. So we have another color transition. Now you have the white yarn inside. Make sure it's not too tight. I always pull it back a little and also pull the green tight. And now I will do all my stitches for the belly in the light color. And now you can see that this gives us a perfect straight line for the color transition. And when you get to the last stitch, this right here, when you get to the last stitch, only get the yarn and then switch back to green and finish the single crochet with green. And this gives you a perfect color transition, and we can keep crocheting with the green color all the way to the end of the round. We will do this 4 times, so we need 4 rows of these 30 stitches with the 8 stitches of the belly. So this is row number 1, and I will do 3 more and then I will be back. So I've finished all 4 rounds of 30 single crochets with my belly. And now we get to the point where we close the frog. But before we do that, we have to attach the safety eyes, because otherwise it just gets too difficult. So we take one eye, and on this side it's quite easy. You can see a hole, just put in the eye, and yeah, this looks good. Take the other one, and here we will just have to find a spot where we can squeeze it in and compare it to the other eye. Looks good. Yeah, I like it. Let's keep it that way. So now we can put the safety attachment to the back. All right, the eyes are attached. Now let's continue with closing the frog. Our row has a total of 30 stitches, and we will go down to 24. And to do that, we will do 3 single crochets and a decrease. So at this point, it's fairly straightforward. This is my second single crochet, and I have to switch to my lighter yarn. So this is the second, so the third single crochet, and now we do a decrease. I will go through the front loop of the first stitch, through the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So this is my decrease, and then I will do again 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then we will do another decrease. So through the first loop, front loop, through the front loop, yarn over, get the yarn, and I don't finish this stitch with the light color. I switch back to the green, because after this we will do green single crochets, and I want the color to be correct. So now we're back at 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 2, and 3. And then we do another decrease through the front loop, get the yarn again, through all 3 loops. And again, all the way to the end, 3 single crochets and a decrease. So I finished my row of 3 single crochets and a decrease to get to 24 stitches. And now we will go down to 18 stitches by doing 2 single crochets and a decrease. So let's start with the green again. So I will do 1, 2, and here I will switch to my white again. and always pulling on both yarns so it's tight. And I already am at my decrease. So I did 2 single crochets and now I do my decrease. And again, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and my decrease. And we have the same situation we had in the last row. It's I do not finish this decrease with the white. I switch back to green, just like so. And then I will continue. 2 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, and another decrease. We will do this until the end of the round. And now we're down to 18 stitches and we want to reduce to 12. But before that, I will put some fiber fill in. All right, that's enough. And to get from 18 stitches down to 12, we will do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease all the way around. But now we get to a tricky part, because technically I would do a single crochet here and a decrease with these 2 stitches, but I will never do a decrease over a color change. So in this case, I will do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 decreases. So we avoid doing a decrease in the color change. So let's do this a little tighter. So this is the first single crochet. Then I do another single crochet, but I will finish the stitch with my white yarn. Pull on the green. Now I will do my 2 decreases, which are like for these 2 single crochets I did. Front loop, through, and then through both stitches. And that I will do again. Front loop, get through, and get through the 2 stitches. I will need to undo this one because we will switch back to green. I was a little bit too fast here. So I will jump back to my green, pull on the white to get this stitch tighter. And now I will go back to the regular pattern. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. All the way to the end. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. Now it's time to close our frog. And now I will not switch back to the white yarn anymore. I will just do it in green. So to get from 12 to 6 stitches, we will do 2, or we will do increases all the way around. So this is my first stitch, front loop, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 right here, front loop, decrease. And then we have number 6, which is also on in the last stitch. So front loop, decrease. All right, we're down to 6 stitches and our frog is done. I can fasten off now, cut the white yarn and cut the green yarn. The white yarn I will just stuff in. And the green one we put on our basting needle. And I go through each stitch, but only the front loop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. And if I pull, we get a beautiful reversed magic ring. Go through the middle and weave in the yarn tail. I have 2 different types of legs. This is the front leg, this is the back leg. The back leg is a little more bulky, and we have these tiny toes, 3 on each leg. So let's do the front leg first. For this we will need a magic ring with 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We will close the magic ring and we will work again in continuous rounds. So I will use my stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the row, and I will do 4 rows of 6 single crochets. So we go through the first stitch, and do a single crochet, no increase, no decrease, nothing, just 6 single crochets for 4 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, I finished the additional 3 rounds of 6 single crochets. So now we have in total, if you count the magic ring, 5 rows. And now we get to the toes. We will start with 3 single crochets. 1, 1, 2, and 3. And now we will do bubble stitches, just like we did with the eye sockets. But this time we will only do 3 double crochets per stitch. So yarn over, go through the loop, get the yarn, splitting so easily, and pull through the first 2 loops. The second one, yarn over, through the loop, only through the first 2 loops, and the third time yarn over. Lost the yarn there. Look, it's splitting. Only through the first 2 loops. And now we have 4 loops on our hook. We will pull through all 4 loops, and to make this a toe, or to make it stick out, we will do in the same stitch, in this where we just did the double crochets, we will do a slip stitch. And I will push this bubble to the front. Let's try again. Get the yarn, push it to the front, and then go through the loop right away. All right, this is our first toe. And we will do that 2 more times. So in the next stitch, we will do 3 double crochets, but not finish them. Okay, this yarn really is 1, only through the first 2 loops, 2, only through the first 2 loops, and 3, only through the first 2 loops. Now we have again 4 loops on our hook. Go through all 4 of them, and again do a slip stitch in the same stitch. So get the yarn, push the toe forward, and slip stitch. All right, second toe is done. So one more time. This is our next stitch right here. So we'll do again a double crochet only through the first 2 loops, double crochet only through the first 2, and again double crochet only through the first 2, then through all 4 loops, and a slip stitch in the same stitch. And our first foot is done. This is the front leg. And I will do a slip stitch into the next stitch just to secure this. Fasten off, and then we can use this yarn to attach the leg to the body. So leave a longer yarn tail, fasten off, and the one in the middle I can just cut. And our leg is done. We need 2 of these, and we now do the back leg. So for the back leg, we again start with a magic ring, do 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will go up to 12. I will mark my last stitch. We will increase each stitch around. So 1 and 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and the second one, again an increase all the way around. Now we have 12 stitches. Now we will do 1 row without any decrease or increase, just 12 single crochets around. So I've finished my 12 stitches now, and the next thing we will need to do is go back down to 6 stitches by decreasing every 2 stitches. So I go through the front loop, get the yarn, and my first decrease. Again, front loop, get the yarn, and decrease. And I will do this all the way to the other side. So this is number 3. Now we have 6 stitches, and now we will do the same as we did with the front leg. We will make those toes. I will pull my magic ring close again, and I will cut this yarn at this point because I will not need it. So and now I will do 3 single crochets, and after that the toes. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Now we get to the toes where we will do a bubble stitch of double crochets 3 times in the same hole. So 1 double crochet only through the first 2 loops, second only through the first 2 loops, and third only through the first 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops on the hook. We go through all 4 loops, and then we will do a slip stitch in the same stitch and pull, and it kind of pops out. Repeat that 2 more times. Double crochet only through the first 2 loops. Come on. Double crochet only through the first 2 loops, and again double crochet only through the first 2 loops. 4 loops on the hook, pull through all 4, do a slip, slip stitch, slip stitch, and that's the second toe. And we will do this 1 more time. In the next stitch, a double crochet only through the first 2, double crochet only through the first 2, and the last one, double crochet only through the first 2. We have 4 loops on the hook, pull through all of them, Then we do a slip stitch. And to secure the whole thing, I will do another slip stitch in the next chain, or in the next stitch, sorry. And that's it. I will fasten off, and we have our back leg. All right, I finished all my legs, and the last thing now is attaching the legs, and then we need to embroider a mouth. So I take one of the front legs, and the position is right next to the belly, and I do the legs a little tilted to the front like this, not straight down. I want them tilted a little bit to the front. And first I will just go with the yarn through here, so I have it in the middle, and then I will go up by going through one row of the body and one row of the leg, and I will do this up and down to attach the first leg and try to tilt it forward, and I will attach the other front leg just on the other side, same way, tilt it forward a little, and the end is right at the belly. If you look at this, right where the color change is. Just skip a row here, go through the body again, one row up, skip a row on the leg and go one row up, and then I go, this is where I came out, I will go one row up on the body, and this is as high as I go, and then I will go through the leg at the very top, whoops, wrap the yarn around the frog, and then I will do the same thing again, going down through one row on my body, then I will go through one row on the leg, and then I will repeat the same thing on the other side. So this is now the leg attached almost, and just do this for both sides. The front legs are attached, and now I get to the back legs, and I will attach them about 9 rows from the top is where the top of the back leg is. So I have my back leg here, secure this piece, and I count from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Forgot to turn on the light, sorry. 9, and this is where the top will go. So I will put it here like this, and I will also tilt them back a little like this. All right, and I will just start attaching by going through the leg and through the body. I will start with the body, and then I will go through the leg, I'm trying not to wrap the yarn around the other leg. And then I will just alternate body, leg, have to go through the body again. And then we will go over here through the leg. And then secure it to the body. And then back down. Leg. Body. Leg one more time. And the leg is attached, and I will just weave in the yarn, and I will do the same with the other leg, and then we will get to embroider the mouth and our little frog is done. All right, the legs are attached and all that's left to do now is the mouth. And I will do it pretty much the same way I did here, meaning I will do it from the belly 2 rows up there. That's where my mouth will go like along. So I will start by weaving in the yarn first, like on the inside of the frog, so it doesn't come loose. And then I will come out here. I will go down to this stitch and I will come out the next stitch just like this. Then I will go in again and come out 1 stitch further down. Don't wrap the yarn around your leg. Then again go back in here and come out 1 stitch further down. And then I will come back in here and out 1 row above because I want to make it smile. All right, and then we have to go back in 1 more time and our smiley face is done. So now we have 2 cute frogs. I will weave in the black yarn and we are done. Look at these 2. So it's fairly easy, pretty straightforward, quick work, and I think it's super cute and you can use it as a keychain or a back charm or for kids to play with. So I hope you liked my tutorial and thanks for watching.